So today we're looking at simplifying at adding and subtracting fractions. So in order to add or subtract fractions, the first thing you need to do is make sure you have common denominators. So to get common denominators, you have to uh, factor the denominators and then find the least common multiple. Okay, so the denominator here, we can factor this guy, throw it in the star. So we have 12 on top, negative 8 on the bottom, and then 1s on the sides. So you multiply to get 12 and add to get negative 8. So that's going to be negative 2 and negative 6. So the bottom is going to become x minus 2 times x minus 6. Now the 3x there doesn't really have a fraction, right? So you can put it over 1 if you want to. But now we need to think about the least common multiple. So the least common multiple has at least one of every factor that's included. So the two factors from the first fraction are just those x minus 2 and the x minus 6. So each fraction has to have an x minus 2 and an x minus 6 on the bottom. So the second fraction, we need to put them on there. So we need to put whatever's missing on the top and the bottom of each of the fractions. So the second fraction here is missing both the x minus 2 and the x minus 6. So we need to multiply those in there. Now the second fraction, all it has is a 1, so it doesn't really have an additional factor to worry about. So we just multiply the second fraction there, and then we'll simplify. So there's nothing that we need to put on the first fraction because it already has all of the factors that we need. So we just need to multiply the second one here. So if we distribute this together, we got x squared, and then we have negative 6x, and then we have negative 2x, and then there's the negative 2x, and then we have positive 12. Combine our like terms. I'm going to rewrite it down here. So we have x squared minus 8x, and then plus 12. Now that has to get multiplied by the negative 3x. Keep that minus. And then distribute in that. So we have negative 3x cubed, and then positive 24x squared, and then negative 36x. Okay, so that's all over x minus 2 and x minus 6. And then we have 6 over x minus 2 and x minus 6. So these two fractions are going to get added together. I changed it to addition because I already distributed that negative, so I don't need to put a minus again. So now that the denominators are the same, we can kind of combine them into one fraction and just combine any like terms that are on top of this. So if we just think of this as one fraction and add any like terms, that 6 doesn't have anybody to combine with over here, so I'm just going to put it at the end. So I have negative 3x cubed, negative 3x cubed plus 24x squared minus 36x, and then plus 6. And it's all over x minus 2 times x minus 6. Okay, so there would be our simplified expression. We're not going to worry about any excluded values for this. Okay, so let's go check out number 2 here. So the denominator is already factored. We don't need to mess with that. But the second one here, we can factor that. We can take a 2 out of it. So that's going to become 2 times r plus 4. Okay, so now check out the denominators. Both of them have an r plus 4. So we don't need to do anything with the r plus 4 because they already have the r plus 4. The only thing that the first one is missing is the 2. So we're going to put the 2 on top and bottom of the first fraction. We're not going to change the second one. So because, I mean, look at the denominators. They're already matching. Right? So the denominators are matching. So we got our least common denominator right there. So we just multiply what we need to multiply in the first fraction. 2 times 2 gets you 4. Now this negative here is going to distribute into the second fraction, and we can just put it all over one denominator, make one big fraction out of it. Since the denominators match, we can do that. And then just combine like terms on top, and then we're done. So the negative r, and then looks like plus 2, 4 minus 2. And then put it over your common denominator, and then you're all set. Okay, so if we check out number 3, I'm going to factor the denominators. So the 9 and the 12, I can take 3 out of each of those. It's going to leave me with 3n plus 4. So that's becoming that. And then you only switch what's missing, right? So they both have a 3, right? So that's in common. The 3 is in common. What's different is this 3n plus 4. So the 3n plus 4 has to get added over to the other side. Now, it's not really added. You're multiplying the 3n plus 4. So multiply in whatever is missing to the other fraction. So the denominators match, right? We have a 3 and a 3n plus 4 for each of them. So I'm just going to write one fraction with the 3n plus 4 multiplied by 3. And then I'm going to distribute in the 6. So 6 times the 3n give me 18n. 6 times the 4 will get me 24. There's an addition sign, so no signs are changing. So I'm just going to drop down the n minus 6, combine my like terms, and then I'm done. So I've got 18n plus 1n, give me 19n, 24 minus 6, plus 18, all over, keep the common denominator, and you're all set. Okay, number 4 doesn't have anything to factor, right? They're already factored, but they're not the same, right? They're not common. They're different, so we need to switch both of them. We need, on the first one, we need an n minus 2 on top and bottom, and then on the second one, we need an n plus 2. Okay, so now look at the denominators. The denominators are the same. You got an n minus 2, and there it is, n minus 2, right? N plus 2, n plus 2. So we got the same denominator, so we're good to go. Just distribute in the numerators, combine like terms, put it over your common denominator, and then that's all there is to it.